Now on a special edition of KGW News, how local groups are stepping up during uncertainty and anxiety over delayed food assistance.
That is the beauty of Portland and the gift of what it means to be part of a community.
Plus, one lawmaker from Oregon continuing to sound the alarm over a looming spike in healthcare costs.
We don't want to go back in time in terms of insurance and healthcare.
And details on how enforcement will go as the city of Portland brings its camping ban back into focus. Thanks so much for joining us on this special edition of KGW News. I'm John Adams. Tonight we continue to wait for a ruling from a federal judge over whether President Donald Trump can deploy National Guard troops to Portland. Friday, both the state of Oregon and the Trump administration made their closing arguments after a high-stakes three-day trial. The state is seeking an injunction permanently barring troop deployment. The question Judge Karen Immergut will have to answer: does President Trump have the authority, given the law, the facts, and the evidence, to send troops to protect federal facilities?
The fundamental argument is that this is an excess of presidential power.
Though lawyers from the federal government say it's anything but, and the president must be given wide deference. The judge says she plans to rule before the end of the day on Sunday, when her temporary order blocking troops is set to expire. While two federal judges ruled Friday the Trump administration must use contingency or emergency funds to keep benefits going into November, there's ongoing uncertainty. We're talking about SNAP benefits there. President Trump weighed in on social media Friday night, saying the government will in fact comply if it gets more clarity from the court, and he indicated that states would be slow in distributing said funds. During a protest in Beaverton last night, some told us any lapse in benefits is too long.
It's going to take a while to load everyone's cards because I never thought this would happen, so the SNAP cards have not been preloaded yet. So it may take a week or two. So people are going to be without stuff for a couple of weeks.
All week long, community members and businesses have joined area food banks, providing extra food, offering free meals, raising money, and more. And that includes a Portland coffee shop that is turning community donations into free meals, no questions asked. Starting today, Heretic Coffee is offering a SNAP breakfast. It's a free meal for anyone whose SNAP benefits are currently impacted by the government shutdown. People can stop by to pick up the breakfast between 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. daily. Over the last 5 days, the shop's owner tells KGW they've raised over $300,000 to buy food, with people donating from as far away as Norway to ensure Portlanders don't miss any meals.
Food has been in some ways weaponized, and we want to give food to people because that is just a simple, basic human right. You have a bunch of Portlanders that are just coming together saying, what do you need? I have people that show up at 2 o'clock just to help clean after all this is said and done. That is the beauty of Portland and the gift of what it means to be part of a community.
Well, the owner says the SNAP breakfast will continue until donations run out. Heretic is also partnering with a local nonprofit to provide toiletry items. Well, this afternoon, Democratic Congresswoman Janelle Bynum, joined by members of the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, hosted a press conference to address rising health care costs. Jay Coulter was there and brings us the story.
Congresswoman Janelle Bynum and the AFSCME members say that rising healthcare costs and the uncertainty surrounding premium increases are the concerns they hear the most from Oregonians.
Health insurance and health care are expensive enough as it is. Oregonians don't need D.C. politicians raising their costs even more.
Congresswoman Bynum speaking at Clackamas Community College Saturday to address what she says people in her district face with rising healthcare costs.
People have told me over and over and over again that healthcare was their number one issue. They wanted to make sure that we had a strong healthcare system, that kids had medicine when they needed it, and they could go to the doctor when they needed it, and they weren't going to suffer a medical bankruptcy.
As open enrollment begins today for ACA renewal, some are seeing steep increases in their health insurance costs.
There was a initial quote that we got that our premiums were going to go up 19%. We got that down to 8 or 9.
Stephen Kong works for Oregon City and is the local resource contact for AFSCME members. What he's hearing from folks troubles him.
People are terrified. there are working families that have children or spouses, or they themselves are fighting a very important medical battle, and they don't know what they would do if they can't afford the premiums, if they can't afford the treatments, and they want to make sure that they can protect their family.
Congresswoman Bynum says what is also troubling are the cuts to SNAP benefits, which are in jeopardy starting today due to the government shutdown.
This is not something that's just like play money or play food. This is real nutrition.
Friday, a federal judge ordered the USDA to distribute SNAP benefits as soon as possible. President Trump appears to support the order, posting on Truth Social, quote, "I have instructed our lawyers to ask the court to clarify how we can legally fund SNAP as soon as possible," and continued, "It will be my honor to provide the funding." Bynum says she'll believe it when she sees it.
Talk is cheap. The federal government should move the money immediately and make states whole.
In the meantime, multiple local businesses are offering free meals to those who have lost their SNAP benefits. You can find a list of those businesses on our website, kgw.com. Back to you.
All right, Jake, thank you. And a growing list of businesses have stepped up to donate, fundraise, and even give out free meals. And we've made it easy to find those businesses. Just text the word SNAP to 503-226-5088, and we'll text you back with that list. All right, turning now to weather and taking a live look outside right now in Providence Park where the Timbers are playing. We saw a very windy and stormy start to the first weekend of November, but we ended up on a high note with a lot of sunshine late this afternoon. Really turned into a nice day. Let's check in with meteorologist Joe Ranieri at what Sunday is going to be like. We got to turn those clocks back, Joe.
I know. We're going to get a little more sleep, but yeah, you'll notice the change when we wake up tomorrow. Kind of makes for a longer day, and you'll definitely see the effects over the next couple of days, especially with our earlier sunsets. But, you know, speaking of all the rain that we saw almost just over 3/4 of an inch at the Portland International Airport, McMinnville, just as much, and closing in on an inch in some locations down in parts of Clackamas County over in Aurora. More than 2 inches of rain fell over in Tillamook along the central Oregon coast. But, you know, I saw a lot of people arriving for the Timbers match earlier tonight with rain gear, and I was thinking to myself, you're going to be bone dry for the match, and you still will be. But this is that low that's going to be pushing off the east, still bringing in a little bit of some scattered showers over the eastern side of the state near the Blue Mountains. The snow level is not going to be impacted over the next couple of days, but I want to bring in the futurecast. We could see some early morning showers right around midnight tonight, and then tomorrow morning we'll wake up to some patchy areas of fog with a decent amount of sunshine tomorrow, but clouds will be increasing by the later part of the day. I'll talk more about that coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Joe, thank you. We'll see you later in the show. Developing tonight, search and rescue teams in Clackamas County continued their search for a hunter who went missing on Friday in the Mount Hood National Forest. The sheriff's office got a tip that 51-year-old Devin Dobeck never returned from his hunting trip, despite telling a friend that he was returning early after getting a deer. Deputies found his truck near the Fish Creek trailhead about 20 miles southeast of Estacada, but saw no sign of Dobeck or a deer. Weather conditions and poor cell signal have complicated the search efforts. They are not asking for volunteers to help out at this time. A 13-year-old boy is in the hospital with serious injuries after he was hit by a car in southeast Portland. Police say the teen was wearing a Halloween costume when he was hit by a car just before 8 o'clock last night at Southeast Hawthorne and 22nd. Officers say his family was with him at the time and went to the hospital with him. Police say the driver remained on scene and cooperated and was not arrested or cited. Today was the first day of the City of Portland reinforcing its camping ban. The city told us officers will first use education and outreach to enforce the ban, though if citations are issued or arrests are made, for example, for blocking sidewalks, setting fires, or dumping trash, the case would end up with the DA.
What's going to happen initially is they're going to do citations under this time, place, manner, and those citations will require them to come to court. Our office will review that, and then from there we're going to look for every opportunity to dismiss or get rid of that case as long as that person is making efforts and we are connecting them with shelter, getting them off the streets.
Well, police say at the direction of the mayor, their focus will be education and then citations, not arrests. Though if we do see people jailed for violations, the most they could face would be only a week behind bars plus a $100 fine.